Okay.
So,
Can you just state your name and when you started having hearing difficulties?
I'm Kathleen Smith Meadows. I became somewhat, no, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
you could,
I started to lose my hearing when I was about 35 or 36. I was in graduate school in linguistics and found that, I started losing sounds, especially that were from Indian languages or African languages, I could no longer hear. So then it fairly abruptly dropped off for a period of maybe 6 years. Then it stabilized and then it dropped off. And this has just happened to me again, and I lost about 20% of my hearing in the last 2 years.
okay, I'm sorry, I just had a camera that flopped. Let me try. I may have you say that one more time. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Camera, why are you doing that?
That was good.
Do you want to hear that much, or do you want me to just say I
No, I
started
think
losing?
that's good. Then we can. Is that okay? And
Yes, that was fine. I'm just.
I feel like more is better.
What?
More is always better.
Yeah.
You can edit stuff
You can
out.
always take it out.
Right.
Bear with me. Camera's.
You guys are easy to understand, and this is a good environment.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. What about high ceilings when there's a lot of echo?
Hell. Absolute hell. I have 2 meetings in this room that has really high ceilings. It's a 1970s room, and it looks really cool. Has the high ceilings, and then like the peaked windows just under the ceilings. Sucks up sound and then bounces it. You can practically feel it bounce off the walls.
It's going. That's going. This is going. Ready when you are.
Okay. Okay, so please say your name and when you started to have some hearing difficulties.
I'm Kathleen Smith Meadows, and I began to have difficulties hearing when I was about 35 or 36. I was in graduate school at that time, and I was studying linguistics. So what I first noticed was that I could not hear foreign sounds that aren't in English, like some of the sounds in Native American languages or sounds in African languages. I had been able to hear them and reproduce them, and then I could not hear them. Then my hearing dropped off pretty rapidly for a while, and then it stabilized, and then it dropped off very rapidly in my 40s. Stabilized again, and then within the last 2 years, I lost again about 20% of my hearing. Again, it's abrupt. It changes drastically.
And is that type of hearing loss normal for most people?
I think it's become more normal to be deafened at an earlier age. A lot more people seem to have substantial hearing loss in their 30s. I don't know about the drop-off. For other people, all I can say is that's what's happened to me.
And can you tell us what type of devices you use to help with your hearing?
When I first started losing my hearing, I used a lot of devices that were simple amplifiers or recording devices. Like, for example, in classes, I would use a small tape recorder. When I was traveling and I didn't have an amplified handset on my phone, I would carry a small amplifier that you would place over the handset at the ear point, and you could hear better. I always had an amplified handset from the time that I first started losing my hearing. Because of course the telephone is the most difficult thing because it's all sound. You don't have any body language, you know, there's no other information but the voice coming across. As telephones got more sophisticated, you could get more advanced amplification on them. So for a long time I could use phones that were simply had a broader span of amplification. At this point, I can't use any of those sorts of devices because my hearing loss is borderline severe to profoundly deaf. And so it doesn't do me any good to use a recording device because I can't then hear the recording. And the amplification on a handset or the little portable amplifiers that you can put on a handset, they just aren't sufficient. Most telephones have a volume control, and a very good telephone will provide enough amplification that I can hear. But usually I need my caption telephone.
And how have hearing devices changed your everyday life?
I have always had hearing devices because I decided when I started losing my hearing that I was not going to simply accept that. I had to leave linguistics, which was my profession, but I found that I could be an administrator in that area. I was not going to let it hold me back. And so I have used every kind of assistance that anybody ever offered, with the exception of alarm systems, because I have had dogs that basically I've trained to be my alarm system. I don't know how typical I am, but I come from a family with many deaf people, and you watch people give up or watch people just get tired of dealing with it and, you know, quit using the devices or quit using their hearing aids. And if you do that, you can't get it back. It's so much a constant learning process. And you also have to, besides the learning, there's a factor of paying attention, and it's not something that comes naturally. So you may have these assistive devices, and they really, really help, but you have to use them constantly.
What do you think your life would be like without the assistive devices?
Let me have you hold for just a second. Cameras only record for a certain portion and then they stop, and I want to.
Okay.
Sure.
I didn't know they did that.
Well, these ones do. I had that happen to me the other day. I was shooting something, and right when somebody said something important, my camera turned off. I hate technology. So go ahead when you're ready. I want you to be comfortable though too. If you need a drink or other things. And
Okay.
let's see. I'm gonna slide that since you moved on me. You're making my life tough, but I'm not gonna say anything. This guy.
Hard time not doing the non-verbal interviews, but
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So my question was, what do you think your life would be like without assistive devices?
I know that my life would be diminished without assistive devices because hearing loss runs in my family and also in my husband's family. And so I've seen people simply withdraw from the world. And after a while, they become unable to communicate almost at all. And then when people have a hard time talking to you, they quit talking to you. And so I see my mother-in-law, who's in a nursing home and is very, very hard of hearing, and can't use her hearing aids anymore because she didn't use them, and then she forgot how to use them, and now at this point she's not well enough really to learn that. She is so isolated that it's painful. And the only way we can communicate with her is to use a whiteboard, and she can read the questions or read what we say, but it's really hard to talk to her, and so the people in the nursing home don't talk to her, and it's pretty tragic.
So what would you say to someone who is uncertain about using different devices?
There's nothing to lose. You should try everything that's offered. There are catalogs and there are online vendors for all kinds of technologies and assistive devices, and so I just started out, trying some of the cheap ones to see if they would work. And, some of them were just worthless and some of them were really great. And then there are places now over in Seattle, for example, there's a hearing center where you can go and try out these different devices. And in Idaho, I don't know if it's in Washington, but there is a organization it's part of the government, a government agency that will come and explain the devices to you, bring them, let you try them. What do you have to lose? A little time, and you can really make your life a lot better.
Okay, so now I'm going to switch to talking about telephones and captioning devices.
I really love it. Even though there are some problems with keeping it connected, but you just push a button and you can get their assistance service, and they come on and say, Kathleen, what's the problem? It's a little inconsistent in what do I want to say? It has its irregularities. Sometimes the translation, from hearing to words is really funny. And my sister's last name is Taves, and it comes out Taze, as in taser, or tapes, and things like that. But they also have somebody that goes back and reviews it as they're doing it. So you can be reading along and then it'll say tapes, like tapes. And then in a minute, you'll see that the person who's listening to it goes back and corrects it and puts in my sister's name. So it's also nice that if I miss part of a conversation, that it's all recorded on the phone, so I can go back and say see what my husband and the person he's talking to were saying before I came on. So that's kind of a little bonus there.
Can you describe how caption telephones work for those who don't know how they work?
How caption telephones work?
Correct.
A caption telephone is just like any other telephone, except it has this button that says captions, and it has a little screen where you can read what the other person says. So but I dial up just normally. There's no hesitation or anything in the connection. There used to be. You used to have to go through another telephone line, and then they would hook you up. And it's still that way with TTY devices, where somebody is typing for you, but closed caption is a much more advanced, modern technology. Anyway, as we talk, what I say is not recorded on the screen, but what the other person says is recorded on the screen. And so there is a little delay, but that's okay, because you can say, wait a minute, the machine has to catch up with you, you know? So I just have people hold for a minute, and then it will catch up with them, and then, you know, we go back to conversing. It's a lot like closed caption on the TV. It's just not as fast.
Was it hard for you to learn to use the phone?
Nah, piece of cake. No, actually, it was really fun to learn to use the phone. It was such a relief, because the phone was getting harder and harder and harder, and when I was going through getting used to these latest hearing aids after this last major loss of hearing, it was really frustrating, because I could hardly use the phone at all. Getting the caption phone made all the difference. I mean, I could talk.
And does your caption phone, does it work with your hearing aids?
Yes, I don't really have any problem with it. It's hearing aid compatible. It's not electronically connected at all. Well, except for the T-coil.
Can you say that part just again? You asked that again, I'm sorry.
My hearing aids work just fine with the closed caption phone. I have a T-coil, which most people who wear hearing aids have at least on one of their hearing aids, and it is a more direct connection between the hearing aid and your listening device, like a phone. So it does operate with that, but it's not really essential that you have the T-coil. It's compatible with your hearing aids.
And on average, how accurate would you say the captioning is?
They're mostly accurate. The captions are
That's good.
most of the time, captioning is accurate, but sometimes it's really funny when it's not accurate. But there is a person between your telephone and the machine that produces the captioning, who goes in and corrects the things that don't make sense. So if you wait for just a minute, then you'll see the correction. But it's more amusing than annoying, I guess.
And would you recommend captioning telephones to others?
Oh yeah. I wish I'd had one from the beginning. It would have made such a difference. You know, so many of my friends use closed caption TV, even though they aren't deafened, you know, or hard of hearing, because it's a convenience. And see, that would have been a great convenience to me to have the closed captioning on the telephone. Even though I could I could hear pretty well on them, but it would have made it better. It would have taken away some of the uncertainty.
Right now I'm going to switch to amplifiers. Can you tell me what type of amplification devices you use?
I have a phonak amplification device. It is a Bluetooth connection between my hearing aid and this amplifier and microphone. It's quite a sophisticated device, and if you look on the back of it, there is the FM system. There's a microphone, and then you just turn on also the FM system. Once you do that, you have programs. I have 6 programs on this device, and it adjusts the sound suppression basically in the hearing aid, and it enhances the directionality. So I can push this button that says program and just keep running through the programs until I find one that is really good, that works. That would be in, say, an unusual situation where I have to assess the situation. It's an unusual situation. I don't just know what program I need. In general, I use these 3 directional settings. If I want to talk to you one-on-one, like in a restaurant, which is just miserable for people who wear hearing aids, I can do this.
Let me just stop this for a second, Joyce.
It'd be better if I put it on.
No, that's good. Go ahead and just do what you were doing there.
Okay.
So
Reset?
if you run through and kind of describe what you have again. So if you turn around, just tell me what you were doing.
Okay.
Like you just did.
Okay. This is an amplifier and microphone that feeds sound directly into my hearing aid. It's basically an FM system, and so to turn it on, I just use this button to turn on the FM system and this to turn on the microphone. The device helps you adapt to different environments, and so it's programming. There's the P here stands for program. I have 6 different settings on my hearing aids, and so if I'm in an unfamiliar setting, I can just press on this P button, programming button, until I find a comfortable setting where I can hear. For example, when I pressed that, just then it really improved the sound of my voice to me. What I use more often are these buttons that deal with directionality. If I'm in a restaurant and I want to talk to somebody, it's usually a really painful experience because there is so much sound, and restaurants encourage sound because it makes it feel happy and gay. So if I'm in that environment, I'm going to do this unidirectional. So if I'm talking to somebody, I may even pull this thing over toward them so we can speak one-to-one. When I am at church, I use this one in the middle, which is kind of spreads the directionality. It also works in a play. or anything where there's a small auditorium, because the sound is primarily on the stage, coming from the stage to me in the audience. If I go to a concert, I use this surround sound one. And because the idea is to pull in as much sound as you possibly can, it does accentuate the acoustics and sometimes bad acoustics in the room.
Okay, that's good. All right, do you want to keep asking other questions?
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
I think if you guys feel intimidated, let me know.
Oh, I'm fine.
I'm just trying to film kind of a conversation style, so this works fine.
Okay. All right. Does your amplification device block out background noise?
It can block, the amplification device can block out noise if you want it to, or it can bring in noise if you want it to. There are 3 directionality settings on it. One is for one-to-one conversation, and that does block out a lot of the background noise. Then I have one setting for if you're at like church or a small stage, it will bring in the sound from an arc, maybe. Okay, this is real. I don't know the word. I'm sorry, I'm just pulled a blank here.
It's okay.
That's okay.
This device has made a huge difference to me. I suddenly lost a lot of hearing last year. It was a very abrupt loss, and it was about 20%. And I was just floundering. I couldn't go to meetings, I couldn't go to classes. It was devastating. And this device has really made all the difference, because I can sit in a meeting, even if it's in a room that has high ceilings and windows and all those things that make you miserable when you're hard of hearing. And I can use this directional setting so that I can hear the person who's speaking. It's not 100%. I still know that I miss far more than I used to, but I don't think I'd be able to function in anything but one-to-one relationships without this particular device.
Can I have you say that one more time, and instead of this device, say what that is? Just say,
Okay.
I've been in meetings and I couldn't exist without my amplifier, or, I'm sorry, we're not sure which term we're on now.
Okay.
But go ahead.
This amplifier has really improved my life. When I abruptly lost about 20% of my hearing about a year and a half ago. And I couldn't participate in meetings, I couldn't take classes, and I'm a pretty active, sociable person. So this was really devastating. But now that I have this device, even though I have trouble, more trouble than I had before I lost that last big chunk of hearing, it makes it possible for me to go to a meeting. It makes it possible for me to enter into a discussion. And usually if you try to communicate, people will work with you and accept the fact that you can't hear everything they say, and are usually pretty patient. But if you don't try, they just get upset with you. Or if you're struggling too much, it's a horrible struggle for them too. So, it's communication working 2 ways. I mean, this has not only helped me hear, but it's also helped people communicate with me.
Would you recommend this device to others?
Oh, yes. I have recommended this device to others. I have a friend who is just beginning to lose her hearing, and actually I'm the one who noticed she was losing her hearing and told her to get in there and get her hearing tested. And she enjoys technology, and so she decided she was going to try this thing since I was trying this thing. And so, wow, she's just really great on it because, again, you need to get these technologies early on and learn to use them as soon as you can, because the learning curve can be really steep, and you can also lose what you've learned really easy if you don't use it.
Okay, now we're going to switch just to a couple questions about audio playback devices. I know you don't use them, but just as a recommendation.
Okay.
Okay, so would you recommend audio playback devices to other people?
I think audio playback devices are good for perhaps students. Okay, let me think this through for a minute.
I make a statement about like early on. And,
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
there's not a lot of hearing loss.
When I first started losing my hearing, I did use audio playback devices. I especially used a little tape recorder that had a good microphone on it, and so that would help. For example, in a class or some kind of constructed setting, but they're useless in a conversation. If you're in a discussion group, it won't pick up everybody, it will pick up one or two people. And so I'd say it's good for if you need to like interview someone or go to a class and you're just listening to the teacher. It does not work for a discussion. And I think they're very time consuming. I eventually decided that note taking and forcing myself to concentrate was more effective. But that could just be me.
Right, and are there other technologies that you use that we haven't discussed?
Hold on just a second till the plane flies over, if you would.
Oh, sure.
I like planes, but
She asked what a hearing dog was.
I'm sorry.
Hearing dog?
Yeah. Do you want me to talk about that?
No, Joyce just asked what it was.
What does it do?
Oh, like a seeing eye dog. Yeah, there are hearing dogs. So, I've trained my dogs to do a lot of work for me. Like
Can you tell me what wakes you up in the morning?
I have this extremely annoying alarm clock that my husband absolutely hates, called a sonic boom, and it has a shaker that you put under your mattress, and so it vibrates a lot. It makes a siren, like kind of like a British siren, that and it will also flash lights. So the trick is you have to know when to turn it off, because one time I went downstairs and I couldn't hear that it was on and going off, and the police showed up at the door because they saw the flashing lights, and so yeah, it is an effective signaling device.
That's really funny.
sure.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, there's like a faucet or something that's making a noise, but that's okay. Do we have a few more questions? We may have to, we have got like an hour.
Any other devices that you use that we haven't talked about? Or like apps, cell phone apps that you use to help you?
I just got a closed captioning app for my iPhone, and so far so good. You do have to dial in the number instead of using your saved numbers, your contacts list. But seems to work. You put in the number you're calling, you put in your number, and the closed captioning occurs. So.
Good. I think that's good. I don't know, what one do you use? What is the app that you use?